Hey there, English learners.
Do you spend hours scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube? What if I told you this could actually help you learn English?
Imagine turning your social media time into powerful English practice. Sounds too good to be true?
Welcome to English Daily Speak. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Leo. It's great to have you with us today.
Today, we have an exciting topic, how to use social media to learn English.
That's right. Social media isn't just entertainment. It can be one of the most effective and fun ways to improve your English skills.
We're going to show you exactly how to use TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and other platforms to boost your vocabulary, listening, and even speaking skills.
By the end of this episode, you'll know which accounts to follow, how to engage with content, and how to make social media your personal English teacher.
So grab your phone, open your favorite app, and let's get started.
All right, Emma, let's be honest. Why is social media so good for learning English?
Great question. First, it's authentic. You hear real English, not textbook language, but how people actually speak today.
Exactly. You get slang, idioms, current expressions, and even memes that native speakers use every day.
Plus, it's short and engaging. A TikTok video is 30 seconds to 3 minutes. An Instagram reel is even shorter, perfect for quick learning sessions.
Quick learning sessions. These are short study periods. Instead of studying for 2 hours, you learn in small chunks throughout the day.
And the best part? It's visual. You see the context, the facial expressions, the gestures. This helps you understand meaning better.
Context means the situation or background that helps you understand something. Visual context makes learning easier.
Now let's talk about specific platforms. Leo, let's start with TikTok. How can learners use it?
TikTok is amazing for English learners. There are thousands of English teachers creating short, fun lessons daily.
Right. Search for hashtags like Learn English, English Lesson, or English Teacher. You'll find tons of content.
Hashtags are those words with the @ symbol. They help you find specific topics. Hashtag Learn English will show you learning content.
What kind of content should beginners look for on TikTok?
I recommend videos about pronunciation, common phrases, and vocabulary. They're short, clear, and easy to follow.
Yes, and many teachers use captions or text on screen, so you can read while listening.
Here's a tip. Use the Save feature. When you find a good video, save it to a collection called English Learning.
Save means to bookmark or keep something for later. Build your own library of useful videos.
And don't just watch, interact. Leave comments in English. Try to use the phrases you just learned.
Interact means to communicate or engage with something. Commenting is active learning, not passive watching.
Exactly. Now, what about Instagram? How's that different?
Instagram is perfect for visual learners. Follow English learning accounts that post infographics, quotes, and vocabulary cards.
Infographics are visual representations of information, colorful images with text that explain something clearly.
Instagram Reels are similar to TikTok, short videos with English lessons, but Instagram also has stories and carousel posts.
Carousel posts are when you swipe through multiple images, great for vocabulary lists or grammar explanations.
I love following native English speakers who share their daily lives. You see real conversations and situations.
Good point. Follow lifestyle accounts, cooking accounts, fitness accounts, whatever interests you, but in English.
That's the key, whatever interests you. If you love cooking, follow cooking accounts in English. You'll learn naturally.
And use Instagram stories. Many accounts have interactive features like polls and quizzes. Practice your English by participating.
Now, YouTube. This is probably the most powerful platform for English learning. Why, Leo?
Because YouTube has longer content. You can watch full lessons, documentaries, vlogs, everything.
Vlogs are video blogs, people filming their daily lives. Great for seeing real English in action.
YouTube is perfect for listening practice. You can watch with subtitles, adjust the speed, and re-watch it as many times as you need.
Exactly. Turn on English subtitles, not your native language. This trains both your listening and reading simultaneously.
And subscribe to channels that match your level. Beginners should find channels that speak slowly and clearly.
Subscribe means to follow a channel and get notifications when they post new videos. Build your learning playlist.
What types of YouTube content do you recommend, Emma?
I recommend a mix. Watch some dedicated English teaching channels for structured lessons.
Dedicated means specifically focused on something. Dedicated teaching channels focus only on English education.
Then watch content about your hobbies, gaming, beauty, sports, but from English-speaking creators.
This way you're learning naturally while being entertained. You won't even feel like you're studying.
Now let's talk about other platforms. What about X, formerly Twitter?
X is great for reading practice. Follow accounts that tweet in English, news, celebrities, or topic experts.
Reading short tweets daily builds your vocabulary and shows you how native speakers write casually.
Casually means informally, in a relaxed way. Social media writing is more casual than formal writing.
And you can practice writing too. Tweet your thoughts in English. Start small. Even one sentence daily helps.
What about Facebook? Is it still useful for learning?
Absolutely. Join English learning groups. There are communities where learners help each other and share resources.
Communities are groups of people with shared interests. In these groups, you can ask questions and practice.
You can also follow English language pages about topics you love. Join discussions in the comments section.
Now let's talk about practical strategies. How should learners actually use social media for maximum learning?
First strategy, set your phone language to English. This forces you to see English every single day.
Forces you means makes you do something. When your phone is in English, you have no choice but to read English.
Second, follow at least 20 English accounts. Mix teachers, native speakers, and content about your interests.
20 accounts? That's specific. Why that number?
Because then your feed will be mostly in English. You'll be immersed in the language naturally.
Immersed means completely surrounded by something. Language immersion is very effective for learning.
Third strategy, dedicate 30 minutes daily to English social media. Not mindless scrolling, but active learning.
Mindless scrolling means looking through content without paying attention. Active learning means you're focused and taking notes.
Fourth, screenshot useful content. Take pictures of vocabulary, phrases, or grammar tips you find.
Screenshot means to capture an image of what's on your screen. Save these to review later.
Then review your screenshots weekly. This reinforces what you learned.
Reinforces means to strengthen or make something stick in your memory. Repetition reinforces learning.
Fifth strategy, engage, don't just consume. Comment, ask questions, reply to others.
Consume means to use or take in content, but just watching isn't enough. You need to participate.
When you comment, you practice writing and thinking in English. It's active practice.
Now, what mistakes should learners avoid when using social media for English?
Big mistake number 1 is only following English teachers. Yes, they're helpful, but you need variety.
Right. Follow real people living real lives. You'll learn authentic, natural English.
Mistake number 2 is using subtitles in your native language. Always use English subtitles or none at all.
Your native language subtitles become a crutch. A crutch is something you depend on that prevents real growth.
Mistake 3 is being a passive consumer, watching without practicing or engaging.
You have to use what you learn. Comment, write posts, practice speaking the phrases you see.
Mistake 4 is comparing yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace.
At their own pace means at their own speed. Don't feel bad if others seem more advanced.
Now let's talk about content types. What should beginners focus on?
Start with pronunciation videos. Learn how to say words correctly from the beginning.
Then move to common phrases and expressions. These are immediately useful in conversations.
Watch videos about daily life, morning routines, shopping, cooking, practical vocabulary.
Practical means useful for everyday life. Focus on what you'll actually use.
For intermediate learners, watch more challenging content. Try comedy sketches, news clips, or debates.
Comedy sketches are short, funny videos. They use wordplay and cultural references, great for advanced practice.
And advanced learners should follow thought leaders, watch documentaries, and engage in complex discussions.
Thought leaders are experts who share innovative ideas. Their content challenges your understanding.
Now, a warning about slang and informal language. Social media has lots of it.
That's true. You'll see abbreviations like LOL, OMG, BTW, or TBH.
LOL means laughing out loud. OMG is oh my god. BTW is by the way. TBH means to be honest.
These are informal and mostly used in writing. Don't use them in formal situations like job interviews.
But they're perfect for casual conversations with friends or online chats.
Learning them helps you understand native speakers better and sound more natural online.
What about challenges or trends? Should learners participate?
Absolutely. TikTok and Instagram have challenges where people do similar things. Try them in English.
Challenges are popular activities that many people participate in. They're fun and engaging.
Participating forces you to think and create in English. It's excellent practice.
Just make sure you understand the challenge before joining. Watch several examples first.
Now let's talk about time management. How much social media is too much?
Good question. Social media can be addictive. Set limits, maybe 30 minutes for learning, then stop.
Addictive means hard to stop doing. Social media is designed to keep you scrolling.
Use app timers or reminders. When your learning time is up, close the app and practice offline.
Offline means not using the internet. Balance online learning with real-world practice.
And remember, quality over quantity. 30 minutes of focused learning beats 3 hours of mindless scrolling.
Quality over quantity means it's better to do something well for a short time than poorly for a long time.
All right, listeners, let's review the key points about learning English with social media.
First, social media offers authentic, current English that textbooks don't have.
Second, use multiple platforms. TikTok for short lessons, Instagram for visuals, YouTube for deep dives.
Third, follow a mix of English teachers and native speakers living their lives.
Fourth, engage actively. Comment, post, interact. Don't just watch passively.
Fifth, set your devices to English and follow at least 20 English accounts for immersion.
Sixth, avoid mistakes like using native language subtitles or only following teachers.
And finally, balance online learning with offline practice. Social media is a tool, not the complete solution.
Remember, consistency is key. A little bit every day is better than hours once a week.
So that's how to use social media to learn English. We hope you found these tips practical and useful.
The best part? You're probably already using these apps. Now you can turn that time into learning time.
Here's your challenge. Right after this video, follow 5 new English accounts, mix teachers and native speakers.
Then comment on one post in English. It can be simple. Thanks for sharing, or I love this.
Small actions lead to big improvements. Start today.
Remember, every post you read, every video you watch, every comment you write is practice.
We hope this episode has inspired you to use social media differently for your English learning.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And don't forget to subscribe to English Daily Speak for more practical English lessons like this one.
We'll be back soon with another helpful episode. Until then, keep scrolling, keep learning, and keep improving.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Happy learning and happy scrolling.
Bye for now.